Good evening, folks. Welcome back for another 4 AM. Okay, so this one is going to be about the Vertex weight edit modifier. Okay, now just on Blender's website, there are a few videos that they've published saying that it's a video of the Vertex edit, weight edit and the weight mix. However, they're not. They are for the Vertex proximity. I did use them in one of my videos last night, and then realised that it was the complete wrong thing. So, once again, had to restart, and I think that what I'm going to do with these modifiers, the first modifiers, is I am just going to stick with talking through about what they do, how they're used, etc. And then, then we can look at the modifiers that we can actually use and see what they can do. Okay, so we'll get started. So, Vertex weight edit modifier. The modifier is intended to edit the weights of one vertex group. The general purpose is the following for each vertex. Optional. It does the mapping either through one of the predefined functions or a custom mapping curve. It applies the influence factor and optionally the vertex group or texture mask. 0.0 means original weight. 1.0 means fully mapped weight. It applies back the weight to the vertex and or it might optionally remove the vertex from the group if its weight is below a given threshold, or add it if it is above the given threshold. So this is where you add your thresholds here, and your group, add, group, remove. All to do with this vertex group here. Default weight. All four of these boxes all work together. So a little warning, this modifier does not implicit clamping of weight values in the standard 0.0 to 1.0 range. All values below 0.0 will be set to 0.0 and all values above 1.0 will be set to 1.0. So we have vertex group. We have nothing there at the moment because I haven't actually assigned a group or anything like that. Once again, will be one of those videos that I'm going through and one of them tutorials, because it's definitely worth knowing. It's definitely one of those things that you're going to use. So vertex group is the vertex group to effect. So for instance, if we took all four of these corners, made it as a group, this modifier would just affect them four vertex. Simple as. Default weight. The default weight to assign to all vertices not in the given vertex group. So whatever you choose on this vertex group, so if you choose those four, the default weight will affect the opposite four, so the four that are not included in the group. Group add. So if you click group add, you can then adjust the threshold. Add vertices with a final weight over add threshold to the vertex group. So I assume add the vertices with a final weight over the add threshold. So the weight of the vertices, obviously you can have, I'll just show you if we can do a little subdivide, and then just extrude this along the Z just to make it a little bit bigger. So yeah, leave it over there, make it look a bit funky. Subdivide, random. Okay, so some of these edges, like the ones that, like this one here, if I grab all of that and put it out here, because that vertex is really stretched, weight will be high over this end. So if we look at vertex paint, I can't find. Right, okay. Okay, I can't remember how to do that, but there's a way that you can view the vertex weights. I thought it was that. Is that it? Ah, there we go. Okay, so when it's red, then it means that I've just changed that myself, like, but when it's red, it means that it's like overly stretched, basically. So that's the weight of that. So yeah, just ignore that part for now. And then the group removes vertices with a final weight below remove threshold from the vertex group. So add final weight over that threshold gets added into the group. Remove final weight below that threshold is removed. That adds, that removes, simple as. Fall off type. We have linear, no mapping. Custom curve allows the user to manually define the mapping using a curve. Sharp, smooth, root and sphere. These are classical mapping functions from spikiest to roundest. So spiky, bit smoother, smooth, smoothest. Simple. Random uses a random value for each vertex. Median step creates binary weights 0.0 or 1.0 with 0.5 as a cutting value. Then we have global influence. Okay, where's the custom curve? There we go. So with the custom curve, you then end up with this, and this line is how you define the mapping by yourself manually. Probably for quite a, I would say, someone that knows exactly what they're doing to use that. Quite advanced, really. Okay. So then we have influence mask options. Global influence. The overall influence of the modifier 0.0 will leave the vertex group weights untouched. 1.0 is a standard influence. Warning: influence only affects weights. Adding and removing of vertices to and from vertex group is not prevented by setting this value to 0.0. Vertex group mask. So that's another. Okay, that's actually got a group on there for some reason, but don't think we actually. Okay, so by us doing this, this is actually created as a group apparently. So that would have used the when I've done this, this is now created groups. I didn't actually have done that because I haven't used the weighted programs at all. So yeah, I mean that's right. Okay, so as you can see, that's really cool because I've actually just now, as you can tell by my response, learned how to make something happen. So that's pretty cool. So if we go through different ones, just see what. Okay. Nice. I'm good with that. Don't know what this would be useful for at all, but hey ho. you know, it's made something happen. So if I use texture, so text is always just that's always your standard one that's made for you. So I wonder if I added something in, maybe. No, don't know, but you know, I was quite happy with the fact that I made something happen. So that's you know, that's got to be an achievement for me. Making them smoother or something there. Okay, cool. So then we have the vertex group mask, an additional vertex group, the weights of which will be multiplied with the global influence value for each vertex. If a vertex is not in the masking vertex group, its weight will not be affected. Then you have texture mask, an additional texture, the values of which will be multiplied with the global influence value of each vertex. This is a standard texture data block control. When set, it reveals other settings. Do apologise. Okay, so then we have a few options, which I believe we need to add a texture in. We then have texture coordinates, how the texture is mapped to the mesh. Local, use local vertex coordinates. Global, use coordinates in global space. Object, use vertex coordinates in another object space. So then that's where you'd pick another object there of, let's see if we go into object mode, add in an empty along the Y just there, and then go back into weight because that seems to give us the most. And if we do empty, okay, doesn't seem to do much, but I don't know. I'm sure we'll figure that out at some point. So object uses vertex coordinates in another object space. Then object, the object to be used as reference for object mapping. And then UV, you have to create a UV map, which again, quite simply done by edit mode, U, smart UV on map. I can't wait to see this one. Oh, okay. Not sure why. Because I'm not nice. Okay. Yeah, as I thought, a hell of a lot of squares. But then that's actually created as UV map. That gives us a UV map there. We can then use that. How to use it, how they want us to use it. Couldn't really tell you, but just to show you that, you know, you create your UV map, then that's what you select there. Okay, so yeah, UV map, UV, yeah, we're on to there. UV layer, the UV layer to be used for the UV mapping. Then you have use channel. Do apologise, I do have to keep stopping as my my little 3-year-old son has me running ragged. Okay, so we went up to use channel. So we have intensity. Intensity, the average of the RGB channels. If RGB is 1, 1.0, 1.0, 0.0, 0.0, the value is 0.33. Okay, so RGB, red, green, blue. Excuse me. So if red as RGB, so R is set as 1, usually that would mean that the whole thing is red, because red is the only thing that's got any sort of input. However, intensity is the average of all three channels. So because red is set as 1 and the other two are set as 0, it divides that 1 by 3 of them, which is 0.33, obviously 0.33 recurring. So yeah, that's RGB of intensity. Then we have the red, green, blue and alpha, one of the colour channels values. We then have value, the highest value of the RGB channels. If RGB is 1.0, 0.0, 0.0, value is 1.0. So again, if red's 1, green 0, blue 0, value is 1 of red, then the value will be 1, the object will be red. That's how I'm using it by colour. Whether that's how I'd use it in this, could not tell you. Next we have, actually, you know what? Let's have a little look at this. See if this actually changes anything at all for us. Now, I've got a feeling that have to use, no, again, you know, that's other stuff that I haven't gone towards yet, so I just thought I'd give it a little shot. It's quite cool just painting it red though, I like that. And then we do a custom curve. Let's see if we can change that colour a little bit. I don't know, I just thought I'd have a little, oh, cool. Right, so everything that I painted in red is a group, that's why. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to leave that now. Okay, so hue. Use the hue value from the standard colour wheel. Example, blue has a higher hue value than yellow. Again, something we don't know much about, something I'm going to go into. You know, you may think colour, you know, it's an easy thing. It's red, it's blue, it's green, it's yellow, simple as. Blender has a complete different way of looking at colour than we do. Then we have saturation. It uses the saturation value. Example, pure red value is 1, as I said before, grey is 0.0. So I believe that grey is 0.0. If we can actually just go into here, if we look at diffuse, doing this as north, 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 it comes up black. Oh, okay. I just thought that it might, you know, it might be a different way of showing something on there, but obviously not. Okay, so note, all of the channels above are gamma corrected except for intensity. That's just for my notes apparently, but hey. You can view the modified weight in weight paint mode, which is what I'm in at the moment, which is this little guy down here, weight paint. This also implies that you will have to disable the vertex weight edit modifier if you want to see the original weight of the vertex group you are editing. So, right, okay, so that's the group there apparently. So if I do this, set this weight to 0.5 and then I do this, that then changes that. Set it to 1. What makes it red? Okay. And then apply that again. and we can maybe see some differences in that. Okay, again, you know, it's all to do with weight paint. Again, different thing. Yeah, so I think that is pretty much about it for that. You know, you may see a few videos online. If you go onto Blender's website, just be aware that the one that they are showing you is not correct. That's for the proximity, which is this one down here, the Vertex weight proximity, which I might actually use to show you on the weight proximity one there. But for now, I just love cuddling this in. That's going to be it with this video. And as always, if you'd like to like, comment, subscribe, you know, be much appreciated. And if you can give me a hand on how to use any of these modifiers, or you know, if you give me an idea of any videos that you'd like in the you know, coming up or anything like that, then I can look at doing that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so I shall see you again, and it will be the Vertex weight mix. Thank you very much for watching.